Hey YouTubers, today's project, how to fix your garden hose that's missing the hose coupler. So first thing is to buy the one that you're missing or that's broken. So it could be the male or the female, or it could just be both and you want to replace both of them. So over here, and there are different sizes, so just pay attention to that. There's the 1/2 inch. Ideally also make sure that there is the rubber already, otherwise you're gonna have to buy it. So this is important. So this is the female, this is the male. This is a cheaper metal. If you could find one that's brass, I would highly recommend brass. This one, the size is slightly bigger, it's 7/16. So this one also has the male and the female. Let's open it up. And you will also need some hose clamps. So roughly these things, about 80 cents for these. $4 to $5 for a pair of hose coupling. So let's see this one. Okay, perfect. It has the seal in there. And this one, see, the way it is that unlike this one rotates nicely, this one will come out completely. So these are brass parts, so you want that in, and obviously you want the rubber seal in there so it doesn't leak. So when you have a hose that's broken or missing, what I would do is first, see, this one is missing it all together. If you want to know which one to buy, you can measure the diameter to be able to get the exact fitting. Otherwise, not to worry too much, as long as it's not too tight. Like this one, you see it's loose. It would have been better something a bit bigger, but not too small, because then you're gonna have a hard time. And you know, I'm gonna just do the job with this, and it, you know, tighten it, and it's gonna hold in there perfectly well. So this is a nice straight cut. I don't have to cut it. If it wasn't straight, I would straighten it out. So this one is fairly simple. I will just put it in, and then you grab a flathead screwdriver and start tightening, and the job is done. If it's too tight, you could put some Vaseline. Another thing is you could do is use a blowtorch or just a lighter, heat it up so that it becomes soft, and then you can push it in slowly, heat it up, push it in, heat it up, push it in, and so on. If that happens, you might not even need a hose clamp, but if it's loose like this one, then you're gonna need a hose clamp. So I'll start by putting the male coupling, and then just tighten it nice and slow. And that's pretty much it. You just keep on tightening until it's holding nicely tightly. So this one is nice and tight. You could try, it's not gonna come out. It might turn a bit. Maybe you can use it a little bit, and in a week you can tighten a bit more. If this bothers you, there's a way to cut it. Just, you know, use some cutters, cut it, and maybe just give it a quick sanding or filing it down. Another thing is you could put a tape maybe over it, just so that you don't hurt yourself. So the male side is done, and now I will do the female part. And if you want to cut it, you can use a kitchen knife or an X-Acto knife. Just put it on a cutting board, and then just cut it as straight as possible. You want it nice and straight, so the coupling sits on it straight. So that's it. The male and the female parts are installed. Few advice to you guys: is don't just respect your endings of the hose. You know, don't throw it on the cement or asphalt, because they could, you know, the threads can get damaged, and sometimes even the metal can crack, you know, if it's a cheaper metal. So make sure to gently deposit it on the ground when you're done, not just throw it, and don't leave it in the driveway and drive over it. That's it. Easy, simple fix. Rather than throwing your whole pipe, just cut it and put a new coupling.